are talking about knitting one more time. I'm Anahí.
I'm Allie.
And I'm Carine.
And we are Purl Perspectives, and we are in the middle of a heat wave.
It is currently
Gross.
29 degrees Celsius with a heat warning in effect.
That's right. And I know what you're thinking. You might be like in a part of the world where like 29 degrees is like cool and fresh. Mm-hmm. But for us, this is
nightmare.
This is 100 degrees more.
Because we also have super high humidity, which makes it
apparently it's very different if you're in a drier
climate.
It is
so much
you
more
don't
comfortable.
feel it the same way.
It is so much more comfortable in a dry heat.
We do live right by multiple bodies of water, and it makes the heat very much worse.
Yeah, you
So
feel it.
today we're talking about our favorite things to knit in the summer.
Summer knits.
Yeah.
So directly from our Ravelry favorites
Thank you.
To yours. Potentially.
Here is a roundup in no particular order of summer knits we would like to make, or maybe have already made, or we have plans for making.
Maybe.
I think all of these are like kind of sexy in my opinion.
A little bit, probably because we're aiming for that loosey-goosey, comfortable, flowy.
Or like showy skin a little bit because it's the summer.
Yeah. And so,
which is kind of the vibe we're going for with what we're wearing as well, which are pretty much all summer knits.
A little bit, yeah, for
just
sure.
a little showy, you know.
Just a little showy. So I'm gonna shorten myself a little bit so that we can go and put the images on the top. Yep. So here we go, starting with
the Flutter Butt Shirt by Jessie May Designs.
Oh, I love the sleeves on this thing.
Okay, so this
ruffly.
This is a shirt that has been in my Ravelry queue for what feels like 9 million years. It is a shirt that is, I think she originally knit it in like a cotton base, so that's kind of what I'm going for. I've pulled a couple of things from my stash. I don't know if this is the one that I'll use, but I have a couple of skeins of this like we're too far away and it's too hot to stand up. But essentially it's a 100% cotton that's in like a turquoise color, and I think this would be the most fun summer shirt simply because it's cotton, so it'll be nice and breathable in the summer. And then you have these like beautiful fluttery sleeves and like a fluttery peplum at the bottom. Yeah. And I think the cotton would suit the drape of it quite well.
And it's a really open like gauge.
Yeah,
also,
it's a pretty decent gauge. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it might be knit in like a sport weight, because I'm pretty sure the designer
but it's big
used
chunky needles. I think
so. Yeah, so it's meant to be like loose and flowing and drapey, and so that's kind of what I'm gonna go for here. I just need to find a few more of these skeins because I have 3 that I got from a swap
to the internet.
I need to see if I can find a few more, or maybe even color block it, make the flutters a different color.
Oh, that would be fun. I've seen this Flutter Butt shirt in a variegated yarn, looks really nice, and I've seen it color blocked with like the ruffles of the sleeves and the peplum in a different color than the body.
Ooh,
that's
nice.
Pretty cute.
Yeah. So it's just a good option, something loose and drapey and flowy that you can wear to the beach. That is my prerequisite for all of my summer knits, is that can I slip it over top of a bathing suit and like head out to the swim up bar? Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be cute.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's where
that's a really good test.
Yeah.
It's a really good test. Shall we move on?
Yeah. Oh, that's mine. So, because I was like, that's the Willow Wisp by Wool and Pine. Okay, well, first of all, I'm obsessed with the bottom pattern.
The
which is kind of like
panel is
the lace is kind of like flower leaf style thing, and I really like that. I also I love Wool and Pine. A lot of their patterns are
just gorgeous.
So pretty.
Gorgeous. So the yarn I want to use for this one is this guy, I think. Yes. So, which is what I got at the new store, Lilin Biscuit, that's in Gatineau. It's actually their brand. Yep. It's their beautiful dark blue color. It is not cotton, but this is like actually a lot of the patterns that I'm going to show today. I would want to wear them at work.
Yeah.
And the problem is, as much as I could do cotton, it's cold.
In the
my
office?
workplace is so cold. So I'd rather go for like a more wool type and then add a little like I'm gonna have a little something on top anyway.
Yeah, because you can like commute to the office in just like a little camisole or a t-shirt,
So
right?
that's essentially what I'm going
and
for,
just
because
put it over.
And if you love it, you can make it again in a plant-based fiber
Yes.
that would be conducive to the gross summer heat waves that we get.
exactly.
The
And there's a
great
few that are going to be more
outdoors.
plant there's a few that are going to be more like plant-based, but this one I really like this color. It kind of, and I have 3, I think I only need 2 skeins, maybe 3, and that's what I have for, so I thought it was kind of like,
You could totally extend it too and make it like a mini dress if you wanted.
And if you're
That's actually not a
following
bad idea.
Woolen Pine on Instagram, they are having a summer sale. So a lot of their patterns, like day by day, have been going on sale for the summer months. So yeah, give them a follow and
They
you
make
might
great
get
stuff.
yourself some discounts.
I love it.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
And they're so beautiful.
They are.
So good.
I have yet to make something Woolen Pine. So this might be a good first option.
They're all in my queue.
This one's mine, and this is actually crochet.
I love it.
We are
It's
here for that.
So cute. It's called a Callet shirt by Jessica Sung, and it is crocheted sideways.
Oh, I like that.
Right, so it's panels of double crochet, and then a panel of lace, and then a panel of like single, and then a panel of lace, and it's so easy to make and so beautiful. The pattern is written with a suggested lace weight yarn that you work up with a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, so it's nice and airy.
Yeah.
And it's meant to fit oversized and boxy, which is it's a look
Great
that
layering
I'm
piece.
into. Yeah. And the reason I was like attracted to this is that the pattern pictures have it worn as like a swimsuit cover up. So you can see you can see like the model's bikini top
Through the lace.
Through the
and
lace.
like the
That's
V is nice and
okay.
cute. It's so cute.
I like that. I like that a
I
lot.
have one in the needles right now. On the hook
Oh,
right
yeah.
now. But I keep messing up the count because you have to like do 280 stitches around, and I
You
keep.
mean you have to math, and
I have
the
to
math
count,
is not mathing.
yeah.
Okay.
And let me tell you something.
many
If you think you
numbers.
can count, try crochet, because no, you can't.
You thought you left
you-
math
you
when you
thought
left
you could.
school.
And you
No.
think you can count in the heat.
You really
even less
can't.
likely to be a functioning
Yeah,
thing.
you really cannot do it.
If you already had problems doing math before.
Yeah,
This is why I start all my summer knits in like February, March.
I know, right?
So I can get the foundational numbers done, and then I'm just finishing it up right as the weather warms up.
So true.
Oh my
So the Callet shirt, really love it. Go get it.
Super cute.
It's a smaller designer too, so I like.
I like
that.
support
I like that.
designers
Yeah.
that don't have as many projects.
Yeah, they have like
Rav.
40 projects on
Oh,
Ravelry.
Go make it.
So go make it and then put it on Ravelry.
just gonna learn how to crochet. I'm joking. So this is the appropriately named Heat Wave by Jill Carine Bow. I don't know how you say the O with the lines.
With the line.
Either way, this is another pattern that's been in my queue for a very long time. It's not as easy to see with this image, but the top is a lace yoke that kind of extends down to about where the waist is, I would say.
I can make it a little bigger. Sorry, Carine.
So it actually comes down to, if you are a person with breasts, it actually comes down to below the breasts where the lace work ends, and it ends in these like kind of triangle shaped sections. It's really beautiful. I definitely recommend
Do you want to know what it reminds me of?
checking it out online.
Like a cathedral dome ceiling.
Which is why I have been so
Oh.
obsessed with this shirt for so long.
It's really
it's
nice.
so like architectural.
I kind of like I don't know what color you're gonna use, but the black really makes it like
well,
It looks
so sexy.
image that I
very
saw
It's
of
very sexy.
The first image I saw of it was this exact one in the black, and I was really intrigued. But then when I opened up the pattern page and I saw it in multiple other colors on multiple different bodies, I was like, jaw is picked up off floor, put back on my face, and it just, to me, is like the epitome of summer knitwear, because you're using all of those beautiful lace stitches to your advantage to really show off the garment. That is the like point that you're looking at in the garment. But because it's open work lace for half of the garment, and it is at a loose gauge after that, it really does have that summer flow. Like, it's going to be nice and airy. You're going to be able to wear it out in the heat. And it's just like, I want to make this so bad. I don't know what, though. I would like to do it in like a cotton, or maybe even splurge and and get like a silk linen base or something.
Ooh, the knitting for olive pure
Yes.
silk would be so
That would be
good.
perfect.
Our local
Because you want it to be
yarn
like
store,
slinky.
Just
Right?
FYI, I did knit a top with that, and it
really it grows quite a bit. Okay,
yes.
that's good to know.
So, because
So
mine ended up growing way too much.
Oh,
So it's like, oh my god, what's
So-
happening?
So for
Okay.
lace in
Yeah.
a flowy
Mhm.
drape, that might be the
Yeah.
good choice.
but I have never been one who shies away from wearing if I can just move a little further up this way from wearing something that is a bit like see-through.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can definitely see that I only have a bra on underneath here, and I don't care.
You look smashing. By
Thank
the
you
Yes,
very much.
exactly.
I don't care. So like, something like this, where the lace does come quite a far way down the chest, is not scary to me.
Yeah.
And it is also something that I can absolutely see myself wearing
Yep.
at the beach.
Mhm.
Over top of, oops, there goes my water bottle. Over top of, and my head apparently, a bathing suit. So
I
this is what I
love
want to do.
it.
I want to make this, and then depending on what material I use, maybe extend it to be a little bit of a tunic length, and maybe make it like
Yeah.
a beach cover up.
That would be so cute. You can even repeat the lace pattern at the bottom if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Which I totally would.
That's true.
Yeah.
I totally would.
It's
I
very
love
nice.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
One day.
Sexy knits. Moving
Oh
on.
yeah, Free Spirit by Louise Robert.
So
I am
beautiful.
obsessed with. Well, first of all, I kind of want to make the same, like use the same colors. I don't have the yarn for that one. It's the only one that
I'm
I
in
didn't
love
have.
with this.
But I'm
In
kind of like,
love.
so first of all, I love the box fit,
The shape, yeah.
the shape, the boxy
As
fit. I
evident
just
by what you're wearing today.
love that. Yes. Like I don't know, there's something about this that I like it. So it's very much me,
Mhm.
but I also really like the color choice
Yeah.
for this. So I'm probably not gonna change much. I kind of want, and the thing is, I can't wear yellow, but I could this way because it's
Yes,
technically
it's
not.
interrupted with the gray.
It's
not the
interrupted
main
right-
with
color.
it's not
it's
next to
actually
your
like
face.
I think it's like it's like a blue purple, like you can see
Yeah,
here.
it's like a
that's
teal.
gorgeous.
So like I could just wear this and it would count as I got yellow because I have no yellow other than like I guess this.
But it's only part of
But
the
that's
design. versus
exactly
the whole
right.
thing.
So because like I don't know what's the word, but like
washed out. Is
washed
probably
out.
what
Yeah,
you're
like
thinking.
orange does that to me too. Like anything that's
Because
like
your skin has yellow undertones.
Yeah.
Mm,
well, no, I think
interesting.
it's pink or something.
Oh,
Is it pink? I
okay.
think it's the opposite. I forgot. I did
Anyway,
the test
there's
a
some
few.
science.
Yeah, and apparently I'm a pastel bitch. But
Again, as is evident.
As evidence
As
by
evidence.
this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is definitely and I just love the design. Like you know, if we're not looking at the colors, like just the design of it is really nice. So and I've never knit anything by this designer, so I'm very
I
excited
did
to try
not
it.
know Louise Robert existed.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
saw
know,
this at a yarn store, didn't we?
So, Les Laines Biscotte, one of their in-house
Yes.
lines is Louise Robert.
yes.
Oh, and so the maker of the yarn made this.
Yep, she.
Design as
I think
well.
so.
So the designer of the pattern also has a yarn line, and that yarn line is carried in one of our local yarn stores. So you could, in theory, make an entirely local garment.
I
She
love
has
it for
Although
you.
I think
she has a
Louise
few
is in-
projects.
is in Quebec, so
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she
But
has a
yeah.
few. She has quite a few actually. She has a lot of.
she's pretty prolific from what I've seen.
Yeah, so like I'm very excited. It looks
The
absolutely
construction looks so
glorious.
interesting.
It looks
This
like
is
you go from the bottom hem up,
like
sideways.
corner sideways.
Yeah, I am just. I think it's
So
gonna be it's gonna be
I
interesting.
think Bilbo's in agreement with me.
Bilbo is
Snoring away.
very relaxed right now.
All right, next one.
Love it. Let's move on. The Soho Top by Kadri. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We need basics. We need those basics to be classy.
Yes.
We need that classy to be a little slutty. Just a
Yeah.
little. We need the Soho Top.
Yes.
It's been on my list for so long. It looks like such a simple construction because it's garter stitched all over. But the way that they shaped the neck and shaped
Armhole?
the armholes is such an interesting, like, classy fit. I cannot wait to work
I
on
want to
something
make one
like
for
it.
my sister so bad.
Oh, Meg,
Because
because so good
I
in
feel
this.
like it would suit her body shape so well. And it's very much her aesthetic. So I really want to make one for my sister.
Yeah, and it's hard, like not hard, but like as a person with smaller breasts,
Yeah.
it's sometimes difficult to like fill out
Mm-hmm.
most of like blouse shapes,
Right.
and this one's like very much in the aesthetic of like small booby people.
It's giving column, but
Or
sexy.
no booby
Like
people.
sexy column.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
but you're right about the having basics because that's something that we tend to
Mhm.
kind of like. Well, I don't know
Not
for other people,
overlook,
but for
but-
me, I tend to overlook or kind of like disregard. Not so much because they're not good, but because there's always something else that like has the more
Yeah.
wow factor. I'm like, oh, I want to do that.
But at a
the-
certain point, if all of your garments are statement pieces, then
and not
what
only
are you gonna
that,
wear on a regular day?
well, not only that, but also basic pieces are also so versatile.
Yeah.
You know, you can wear them with any pant,
Yeah, you
any
can make different combinations.
But
skirt, any.
That leads to a tangential conversation that we will probably have in another episode of what does basic mean to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, for me, this gray top that is, like, only partially see-through is a basic piece.
Totally.
Where somebody else might be like, oh, that's too risque. So it really
it
is,
is
you know, your level
your
of...
level of
Your
what-
level
but,
of-
no, this is
like
definitely
your
a beautiful
personal
piece.
style.
Exactly.
But I feel like in my personal style, this would count as a
It'd
basic.
be so good.
I don't know that I would make it in a beige. I would probably make it in a color that's more suited to me, like a forest green or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that.
Oh, that would be so nice.
It would
Or
be
even,
nice.
oh my God, imagine
or like
this in,
an
like,
emerald.
A dark red. Like
oh,
a, like
that
a
would be
deep...
so. Yeah,
like-
like a wine
Oh,
red.
keep
Yes.
that thought.
Not quite a burgundy, but like a deep...
Like a deep
Yeah.
red, like a moody red.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Maybe? Oh.
like I'm not big on beige, but this silhouette is all
It's just
about it.
gorgeous.
It's just gorgeous. Thank you to Kadri for coming up with this design.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to just like die a little bit inside every time I look at this. The rifle top by Carly Olfert. I always say her name correctly.
Olfert.
I'm so sorry about that. This was in a pom-pom issue from, oh man, I literally looked this up like 15 minutes ago before we started. I think it's like a 2022 issue of Pom Pom.
Okay.
And it's one where all of the knits are really architectural. And this is designed so interestingly. So it's a tank top, but you knit it actually in kind of 4 panels. Because the design is like, you've got like the V cascading down the front and the back.
Okay.
So you start with one panel and you knit like at an angle all the way up. And then you go onto the second panel and you knit the other way all the way up. Well, I guess technically
That
it's
is
all the
so
way up.
smart.
Then you pick up the third panel, then you pick up the fourth panel. And it's just like...
So there's
like,
no seaming.
There's no seaming. You just work all the way up, but you're only working 1/4 of the thing at a time.
At a time.
That is
Right?
so clever.
And it's just, the design is so simple and so classic, in my
But
opinion.
it makes it elegant. It's just like the Soho top.
Right?
It's so simple that it's
and
elegant.
It's
Yeah,
textured
this
too.
is
Like
definitely
it's,
classic.
It's
Yeah.
not super visible in the photo because the designer chose to make their sample in a dark green, but it
Right.
does actually have like a ridgeline texture out
Yes.
of, I think it's pearl bumps over the whole garment. And there's just something about that combined with the way that it's constructed that just
Yeah.
like was sending off green flags in my brain.
Literal green
Literal
flags.
green flags. And I think it would also be really nice too as a layering piece, maybe under like a button-up shirt,
Yeah.
or something like that, or
Yeah.
like with a skirt and with a cardigan over top.
Mhm.
It could be something that could be very versatile throughout the year.
Yeah.
And if you did want to knit it in a wool as opposed to a plant fiber,
You totally could.
you could wear it all year round easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want to make one in like a cotton and then use it as a pajama top.
Really?
Okay.
Right? I know that's like people would be
Or
like,
you
"Oh, why would
extend
wear
it
that to
all the
bed?"
way and it becomes a, what do you call those things?
Like a dress?
Yeah, like not a dress, but like
A
for
tunic
a
or-
night.
Oh, a nightie.
Nightie.
Yeah, a night
What
dress.
I like about it is that if you wear it to bed, you can like wake up the next morning and just like throw
Roll
on a
out.
skirt and go.
Yeah!
Roll out
So-
of bed, throw on some pants and go,
I actually
and you're
have,
ready.
I actually have a couple of bralettes, one made in cotton, then I knit, like the Jessie Made Ripple bralette.
Oh, yeah.
And I sleep in that thing all the time.
Because it's so comfy.
It's so comfy.
Yeah, they
and
are.
so I'm thinking, I'm like, how cool would it be if I just knit a tank top out of cotton yarn or linen or something,
Yeah.
and then just...
Yeah.
And that, like,
That's
if you
the
made
best.
it in like a woolier yarn or something warmer, you could wear it like over a button-up
Yeah.
shirt, and it could take you like 3/4 of the year. You could wear it.
And for people who are maybe looking for a little bit less of a deep incline
Yeah.
in the neckline, there were a couple of projects on the project page where people had modified it a little bit to be higher. So
Okay.
That's cool.
that is a modification that you can make looking at people's project pages
Mm-hmm.
if Ravelry is accessible to you, and take that under consideration. Remember, as we spoke about in an earlier episode,
Mm-hmm.
it is, if you want to modify a garment to fit your body better, you should do it. And this is because of the way it's constructed, a garment that I think would be pretty simple to modify.
I think so, yeah, because like the V-neck is easy to control.
Yeah.
But we can talk about
Yeah.
modifications.
And you can
some
even
other
like,
time.
you know, short rose it. Anyway, whatever. Yeah.
Love it. Add it to the cart.
Oh yeah, so that's the Edgevale Tank by Carrie Blummer or Bloomer.
I
I'm
think
not
it's
sure.
Bloomer.
Blummer.
Yeah.
So I saw this at the Alley Cat Yarn booth at Knit City.
Oh.
It was on the mannequin,
They're
and
samples.
it was in a
has
beautiful.
a way to influence us
Yeah.
like
So much.
nobody else.
I forgot I think it was no, not brown. Was it brown? I forgot the color they had it on, but I just fell in love with the pattern. So like the design on it, like you can kind of see here. I have it.
I love it. It's so
open.
textured.
Oh, that's cute.
It's like there's a lot of texture at the top, and
Yeah.
then like kind of like at the center.
Yeah.
And I feel like this would be a really nice piece to have, like for not just for like going to work, but also like more spring and fall.
Yeah.
Transitional.
Transitional
season, yeah.
because I like the yarn that they used was obviously Ellie Cat's yarn, but it was
It's a wool, wasn't it?
it's
Yak.
silk yak. Yeah, so which is what
Oh,
I got.
That would be such a nice
A
drape.
really good transitional fiber.
Now that we talked about
Silken
red,
wool.
this is what
See,
I'm
this is
making
what
it
I
in.
mean. That would be the perfect red. I have a couple skeins of that at home too.
This is like I literally saw this and went like that is perfection, and that's what I want to use for this top.
It would look beautiful.
Yes.
in
And
this
also
yarn.
because I have absolutely no garment in red yet.
Oh,
I'm
you
like,
got it.
what the
No,
fuck is wrong
no.
with me?
I have 2 skeins of this
Sorry.
exact same color and that exact same base, and I'm going to make a toasted tea of it. When you knit your red thing, let me know, and I'll cast on my red thing, and even if though we're making different patterns, we'll make red things. At the same time.
Yes!
Let's do it.
Yes, I feel like it's like I was looking at my not my stack, but
your closet.
my closet, and I realized like from all the things I've knitted, it's always kind of the same colors. There's a few like
Outliers.
outliers in there, but there's no red. So
Look
now
at you,
I'm
completing
kind
a
of going.
rainbow.
Yeah, I am because now like this is the purple one that I have. That's like the only purple I have so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
this.
yeah. Goth
like-
Elsa. I love that.
Yeah, I love But yeah, so this is definitely I think it's
Yeah.
probably the first one I'm gonna do out of all of them because I've been eyeing this thing since Knit City, and I have this
I mean,
squirrel
the
mind.
construction is so smart. It's kind of like a Gansey, right? Where
freaking
all the,
beautiful.
like you front load all of the texture at the
the
top
top.
and shoulders, which gives it a lot of
Yes.
like texture and
And I feel like it's
structure.
also gonna make it.
and then
yeah,
the rest is just
structure.
flowy and
Yep.
It's
you know.
gonna like help with the structure, and I really like that.
And to kind
I
of
love
carry on
it.
with the modification conversation, this is one that you could so easily expand the A line more,
Or if you didn't
know,
like the
or make it a tube
if you didn't
want
like
the,
it, you can like make
Yeah.
it a tube or make
Yeah.
it a crop.
you
yeah,
could-
but
there's
I really
so
like
many
it like
options in
as it
terms
is,
of-
so I'm
yeah.
probably not gonna change it much.
Have made one of Carrie Bloomer's patterns before, and it was so enjoyable. It's called the Front Knot Tank.
Yes, that's really cute on you.
So cute,
Mhm.
so easy to make, and just like beautifully written pattern.
Yeah.
So yeah, big shout out to Carrie Bloomer.
Yeah, it's
Excellent,
very nice.
Some
excellent. patterns.
great designers out there
Good stuff, good stuff.
in the work. Mhm.
All right, next we have the Demoiselle.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, demoiselle.
This one again. This is another one that's been in my queue for a
It's
while,
so pretty.
and this is actually designed by one of our Knit Night members,
What?
Alex.
Oh yes!
I remember.
Alex of the blonde share costume.
The
so
blonde
cute.
share.
Yeah.
That was so brilliant, though.
Shout out
Holy
to
crap!
Alex.
That was
Yeah.
Anyway,
I have her
so-
pattern for a
the gingham
gingham
vest?
vest.
Oh
So
my gosh.
good, so good.
So this is one that knits up in a DK weight, and I am looking for the right DK cotton because she's done hers in this beautiful like dove gray, and it's got like a sheen
It's
to it.
so
and
pretty.
I almost want to recreate it with the dove gray because I think this would be so great in the summer. I have a lot of dresses that are tank tops, but as you said at work, sometimes it's just a little too cold
Yeah.
to have that much shoulder out.
Yeah.
Not that I would have any issue at work having that much shoulder out, but I just want like that kind of small extra
No,
layer.
it's just like-
and it's beautiful because this in the front is got a nice like a bit of a higher neck, so
Yeah,
it
like
would
a crew neck.
it would cover the top of my dress without like one or two awkward straps poking out.
Yeah.
But then you have that beautiful open back feature that I think
So
would
pretty.
be gorgeous.
Yeah.
And the tie at the back is such a nice
Yeah, it's a really nice touch.
This is something that I've also been thinking about would be so good for like specific special events. So
Yeah.
like if you were going to a wedding and it was early fall
Yeah.
and you wanted a layer over top, maybe it's an outdoor ceremony.
Yes.
Maybe the reception is held on a patio, something like that. I think this would be such a versatile
I love that
piece
because
to
like no
have.
one's gonna talk about your dress, or we're
Right?
gonna talk about the back of this.
Yeah.
or for example, if you are somebody who you're maybe in a wedding and the outfit that you were given maybe shows a little bit more skin than you're comfortable with.
You can make it in a mohair and make it sheer.
Make it to a similar color,
Yeah.
and then as soon as perhaps the ceremony is over or the first opportunity that is available to you, put it right on. Cover yourself up, be comfortable in your own skin, and sure, the pattern has an open back, but that doesn't mean you have to wear nothing underneath it.
That's
you
right.
You can totally go ahead and wear this over top of a dress, over top of a shirt, over top of really whatever you want. And honestly, Alex is such a great person that like supporting her designs is like, it makes complete sense to me to do that.
Yeah.
And
That
the
is
patterns
true.
that she's created, because not only is she a knitter, she's also a sewist.
Yeah.
So she understands construction
Yeah.
of a garment and how you need to make darts and things so that they fit your body perfectly.
Yeah.
We love you, Alex.
I just
Yeah, we do. Thank you so much for helping.
this has been in my queue for so long, and I'm just looking. So if anybody has suggestions for DK weight cotton that comes with a bit of a sheen to it, please drop them in the comments. I would love to be able to make this, but I'm going to be extra picky with the yarn because this is a pattern that I think deserves to be extra picky with.
I'm just
the yarn.
gonna, put it out there, les bobineurs,
Mhm.
the DK baby alpaca. That's my favorite yarn.
Yeah.
And it's DK. It does have a little bit of a sheen, but probably not. Maybe not enough.
Is it all alpaca or is it? Because I
It's
really want to
100%
do it in like
alpaca.
a cotton or a
No,
linen.
it's 100% alpaca.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I want to
Maybe I'll
do.
just make two.
I want to make the body in a mohair and the trims and the tie in a wool.
Oh.
So that it's sort of like semi-sheer, but also has a little bit of body where it needs to
Yeah.
like
That
add
would
some
be actually
weight.
so
Yeah.
cute.
Should we have a demoiselle along?
Oh my
I
god, we should.
should.
Les trois demoiselles.
Love it.
And anyone else who would like to make one, please do too.
yes,
Please
please
do.
let us know.
Okay. Next, I have one of my favorite designers of all time. One of two of the Bergen twin sisters. This is by Kiyomi Bergen, I think, and it's the Taro Tea.
Such a nice
Wow.
This came as one of two versions. The Heya tank and the Taro Tea came out together. The Heya is like no sleeves, and this one is the one with a t-shirt construction. It's a boxy t-shirt, and the way that this was written, it was meant to be modified.
Oh.
It was meant to have you
What?
to have like it was meant for the user, for the knitter,
To customize it to their own liking.
as a jumping off point, right? And so the
that's so
pattern,
smart.
Kiyomi the designer gives you some options of what you can do with trims, what you can do with texture, what you can do with length, with fit.
That's so
You know, like
But I
add a
like that.
panel of lace.
Especially if you've never modified anything before and you
Mhm.
kind
Yeah.
of like need
You
that
can-
starting
You
point.
can modify it, but you've got rules for modification.
Because I'm gonna be I'm one of those
Exactly.
people, like modifying scares the living shit out of me because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I've never
Exactly.
I've barely done anything like that. So I would love a project like this.
That's awesome.
And both the Heya tank and the Taro Tea are made in that way as a starting off point for you to like express your creativity. I'm gonna be honest with you, I made this as it was.
Yeah.
And I love it. I made it in like a mixed fibers yarn by Barocco.
Yeah.
And I love it. I just love the fit of an oversized t-shirt. Very nice and simple, and it's an excellent transitional piece for like the part of the world where we live in.
Yeah.
And just Kiyomi and Chico Bergen are excellent designers from Vancouver, and I love supporting them.
It looks
so classy.
perfect for like putting it on top of
Yeah.
let's say you have a spaghetti top dress or something and
Yeah.
you kind of want the extra, especially again in the spring or the fall or when it gets a little
little bit
cooler.
extra layering.
Yeah, and again, this
kinda
is
like-
made in a DK Sport weight, in a Sport or DK weight, but you could totally make it with the same size needles in a lace, for example,
Ooh.
that's like
Be a nice
silkier.
open with
Yeah.
like, oh,
Silky or cotton or some sort,
awesome.
maybe linen if you're into that. You could
Yeah.
totally do that.
oh.
Okay, let's trot along because we're almost at the 30-minute mark.
Oh yes, that's the Panopia
Panopia?
Panopia
Panopia?
by Patricia Layfeld.
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 Probably
Layfeld?
Liefeld.
I
I'm
think
probably
we have-
butchering that. I apologize.
Sorry.
But I'm obsessed with it.
It's so good.
Again, it's all about the texture at the top. That's what sells it for me. I just love it's kind of, it has a bit of that boxy fit again,
Yeah.
but a bit more form fitting, so a little less loose. And it's
I
one of those
love
things
the
where
sleeves.
this would be perfect for like like to wear with a skirt for work or something, like even
like
a pencil skirt,
like with a pair of like slouchy trousers and a big belt.
Yeah. Like
Beauty.
I have plans for this thing. So
I love it.
I'm not 100% sure if this is the yarn I'm going to use, but I want this color.
Oh,
So,
c'est Barra Tricot.
Barra Tricot Champagne, and it's I think it's electric lemonade. Electric lemonade is the color. I've had this in my stash for probably a year.
I remember you buying it.
Because I bought it in Knit City, Montreal.
I remember when you because I walked into the stall right behind you, and I was like, "Hey, did
Carine
you find
was
anything?"
like shoveling it into her bag.
Literally, I was like, "Hey, did you find anything?" And she turned around and she had 8 skeins of it in her arms, like this, and the look on her face was like, "What have I done?"
I got 3 of those, and I got 4 of another. It's the same thing, champagne again. Yeah. But it's another, I forgot the name, but it kind of looks like...
And she went back, on the second day, she went back for the second batch of the color.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
and I got 4 of that one.
I don't want to sway you in any which direction, but I think this pattern is so beautiful and sleek that the texture of the yarn would really shine.
Right? That's one of the reasons why.
Oh, you said occlude. I thought it was like really shine because it's like a lot of stock in that.
Because you don't, because the thing is you don't like. Well, I've seen projects that were knitted with this, and you don't see a lot of the waves, and that's okay. I don't need to. I'm just obsessed with
it's gorgeous.
the color, texture, the color and the texture.
As long as you like it as you're making it and you like it in the end.
Right? Exactly. So that's definitely what I'm going for, and like I said, it's just I like it because it has that like a little professional look, but not too professional, so I could still wear it to on a casual day out.
But you make a good point, Ali, when it comes to summer knits, that there's so little fabric there to work with. Like if you use a yarn that is like too like variegated or too textured,
you run the risk of losing the pattern in the yarn.
Exactly. So just be careful what yarns you're picking for this. Also, maybe don't use your woolies for the summer.
Maybe not.
Wool is temperature regulating. But
I'm
31 degrees outside.
These are going to be worn in a very like heavily cold climate environment, in the AC environment, because I work with a lot of people that are mostly uniformed guys, so like
they're wearing blazers.
Unfortunately, they're wearing like full bodysuits almost. So like all the girls have like little heaters and like 5 cardigans in their office space.
Seriously,
so that's what I'm going for. But other than that, I think there's a few that I would probably do more in cotton. Maybe not that one though. But
it doesn't mean because you make it once in wool, you can't make it again in a plant fiber. You can make things multiple times.
Actually,
in
you know what?
Fibers.
I would probably do the Scotch Boom in the cotton because it's very similar to that, but I feel like
that's another Wool and Pines design.
That's also a Wool and Pines, and I feel like that one would be perfect for cotton. Variegated cotton even, because I feel like that's the project on the project page. That's what I see mostly variegated. So I have a few variegated skeins that would work wonders with that, and it would be in cotton.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, we've got options.
Woohoo!
And we've come to the last but not least pattern of the day. And this is one of my absolute favorite designers, Sydney Krabov of Squidney Knits, School of Vintage Knitting. And this is available on their Patreon page. But what I love about the Cabana Club top is that it's a halter with multiple options for straps, right? So you could have the halter top like tie or not tie, or you could have it become straps if you prefer. And there's also different options for tying it in the back or having the full panel in the back. And it is knit in a worsted weight, which means it's going to be like done in a jiffy, but you can find a worsted weight or a DK weight of yarn that you like the fabric feel of. And the most important part is that all of Sydney's patterns are no sizes. So all the patterns come with instructions and then with a worksheet where you plug in your gauge and your measurements.
And it kind of like does the math for you.
No, you do the math. You do the math
Wishful
yourself.
thinking.
You can use the calculator. But the fact is that it doesn't matter what size and what shape you are because the pattern will modify itself to your measurements. And so you're going to get a perfect fitting garment out of it And most importantly, you won't have to tie yourself to a size, which I find sometimes can be harmful.
Yes.
If sizes are different and you're like a medium sometimes and a double X in another one,
And
it
the
can
letters
really
are
mess
so...
with you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Again,
they
it's
don't subscribe
whatever
to any-
whatever the industry decided long time
Yeah,
ago.
exactly.
There's
So
some-
I really love that about Sydney, and all of their patterns are vintage inspired or vintage recreations. So if you want to feel like a 1930s beach babe,
Well,
it.
that's the thing. It's
You
perfect.
do it.
Actually, it's perfect to end with this one because it's literally giving beach summer beach vibe, which
Summer
is kind of what
beach
we were
vibe,
going
yeah.
for,
Yeah.
like summer tops. So like this is the perfect one to end on.
it is so cute, so cute. So yeah, go follow Sydney at Squidney Knits School of Vintage Knitting if you like it.
Yeah.
And with that, we end our episode of Summer Knits. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope
Thank
you can
you.
make some of these.
Yes, please
Let us know
do.
what you're making.
And
not
if you
one of
do,
these.
let us know which one are you inspired by.
Yeah, I haven't decided what I want to do next, so please vote.
And tell us in the comments,
Yeah.
what are
Yeah.
your favorite summer
Yeah,
knitting
which ones in the
patterns?
list do you want us
Or
to do
go
first?
rogue and be like, don't make any of those, make this one instead.
Yeah, if you have any summer top recommendations
Yep.
or yarn recommendations, like to knit with, then
we
yeah,
would love
please.
to hear it.
Especially them
Yeah.
plant-based fibers.
And with that, we will say goodbye and we'll see you again for another Purl Perspectives.
Bye.
Bye!